Hi everyone, Melissa here and welcome back to my channel. So I'm really excited today to be taking part in this Learning is an Adventure school themed YouTube hop for September. It was organised by Sarah Scraps and yeah, it's really awesome. It's not the beginning of school here, I know it is for a lot of you. It's nearly the end of the year, I guess we've got one term to go here in New Zealand, but anytime there is a school themed hop, I'm definitely keen to join in. So I'm using my August hip kit and it features Paige Evans' latest collection, truly grateful. And I'm using a free cut file from the cut shop. It was released I think a few months ago and I loved it and I saved it and I was waiting for the perfect layout that had multiple photos. So I've printed these little photos out. They are of Brielle in a school assembly. She sent us an invitation or brought an invitation home from school. She's only 5, it's only her second term at school, and the invitation basically said that the juniors invited parents to the assembly. And so, of course, she was so excited and we had to go. And while I was there, I videoed some of it, but I also took photos because I knew that I want to scrap them. So she had one of the starring roles in it, in this little skit that they did, and they also did some songs, and I took some photos of that as well. So what I'm doing here is I am using this liquid adhesive just to glue my photos down, and also I'm putting some pattern paper in these frames as well, and I selected this one with the lines on it. That's from Maggie Holmes' Heritage Collection, hi Brielle. Heritage Collection I think it's called, and I selected it because I needed somewhere to do my journaling on. And I thought because that background paper I've selected with the stars and dark navy was too dark, I could have maybe used a white pen, but I thought no, let's contain the journaling and make it a feature of the layout as well. So I'm also, yeah, as you saw there, use that beautiful purple paper as well. And the ones where I'm not journaling, I will be embellishing. So I'm just showing you here that I've let the glue dry, and then I just trim out my photo, and where the pegs are you want to trim like I'm doing there down there as well. So another way you could back this cut file is to trace and then cut outside of the lines of the tracing, but I find it easier to do this method, which is just to glue and then trim. So this is one of the papers in the kit with all the little squares on it, and what I'm doing is I'm wanting to select 3 different squares with quite small patterns so that I can back those little pegs. And I've just realised that we in New Zealand call them pegs, but you may call them clothespins. So if you're wondering what I'm talking about, that is what I'm talking about. So here, I don't think I show you all of this, but I have chosen a plaid one, the yellow one, and the green one. And I wanted colours that were different, I guess, to what was already or what I've already used for pattern papers. So all I'm doing is the same thing again, just gluing behind on the back side and then just sticking them down. And then with the next ones I cut them into strips and then did it. So you'll see it soon when I come back to show you the backed layout, backed cut file. So here I'm using these Lindy's stamp, what are they called? They are magical, I guess I like watercolour, but they are very, very concentrated, so a little bit goes a long way. So I couldn't find any pattern paper in the kit that would work for backing those frames that have open pieces, so I've gone for making my own paper, and I've just got scrap cardstock. It's just American Crafts, I think, or it could be Stampin' Up. Close to my heart. Sorry, I'm not actually sure, but no, I think it is the watercolour paper from Close to My Heart. So I've used a piece of packaging, and then the colour kit comes with 3 of these little, I don't know what they are, they're called magical, and so I've just coloured in each of them, in each of the 3 colours, and when they dry they are quite shimmery and they're really beautiful. So I've never used them before, that was literally me opening them, and I got them because I liked what the design team did last month from HipKit, and so I wanted to try them. So here I'm just showing you that they are shimmery, so I think I left them overnight. I didn't need to leave them that long, but life, you know, you can't sit there and scrap all day. Well, I can't anyway. So now I'm just working out what I want to back behind which one, and I think I might show you me backing one of them and not the others. Here I just needed to trim out some of the pattern paper that had come over the edge. So what I'm wanting to do is just fill out those frames. Now I could have left them, and I also could have used pattern papering, like with that circular one I could have done alternate colours of pattern paper, but I decided I didn't want to add too much. This layout has a lot going on with the background paper being busy and also with all the little frames and everything in them, so I decided that a single colour was the best. So if you had cardstock, you could use that as well to back them. So here I'm just, same as I did with the other frames and the photos, just gluing them down and then leaving them to dry. I'm using liquid glass, and I don't think it's that quick. It's not like the quick dry adhesives. And so then I thought, why not add a bit more? Not add a bit more stress, but I did find this quite stressful, this layout, the process of making it. So I machine stitched around each of the inner frames on the ones that I've just backed with those papers that I made. And I did not want to stitch around every single one. I think that would have just been too much. And so I'm going to cut out some of this process because it was incredibly stressful. I had that thing on my wrist. I'll put that back on soon. I had the wrist guard on because I've hurt my wrist. And at this point here, this got really difficult. I've cut out most of it because I had put the liquid glass on the tops and on the pegs, and then I had put the foam and double-sided tape on the frames, and it was so hard to glue them down. So in the end I've gone with not putting the liquid adhesive on the top. I've just gone with the foam like this, and this way I'm not in a situation where the liquid adhesive sticks and then I'm stuck, literally. So anyway, I'm not really explaining this very well, but I could not handle watching myself do it because it was so stressful at the time. So with the double-sided tape, if you don't stick it down too hard, like press down, then it is a little bit more forgiving with lifting up and repositioning. So this is the best I could do. And then I have put a bit of glue on the ends of those strings, like so. And then I'm just going through and picking some of the same sized circles but in different colours. These are their, I guess they're like an epoxy or puffy sticker from the Truly Grateful collection, and I'm using them like you would a brad, and they're perfect. So yeah, speeding it up now. Got to cut this out, but I just wanted you to see how I did it and how it looked. So you get a lot of these little circles. Some of them are decorated, some of them are not, and they're super cute. They're like enamel dots, really. So now I'm just writing my journaling about the little assembly that we went to. And you can see there why I selected that paper with the lines. It's perfect. And I always seem to complete my journaling in the space that I'm given, which is always a good skill to have. So now the fun part, after I pop up these little pegs, I think they were floating a bit and they needed to be a bit grounded so that they look like they're holding the frames up. But the fun part, of course, is the embellishing. So this is from Pink Fresh Studios Office Hours collection, which I thought would be perfect because this is a school themed layout, obviously, and some of those things can be school themed supplies, but I think the size of them didn't really work with the scale of the frames. So this is the only one I've managed to use, and it's this little camera. I pulled off the adhesive backing, so I've had to come in with some double-sided tape. You could use liquid adhesive too to stick it down, and I've just put it balanced on that little string. So the colours in this collection by Paige are gorgeous. They are autumn or fall themed, but I still think they can work with any photos from any time of the year. Now, these epoxy stickers did need some extra liquid adhesive behind them, but that's okay. I don't mind doing that. And I guess as a positive, if you stick them down, they're quite forgiving. Because they need the liquid adhesive, you can move them around. These beautiful butterflies are from Vicky Bouton, and it's her latest collection. and they are gorgeous. And of course, Brielle loves butterflies. Every time she sees butterflies in my scrapbooking supplies or as a cut file, she wants it for her, which is another reason why, with that little frame that I'm working on there, why I made sure that butterfly was a feature of the paper that I used. So yeah, I'm just wanting to embellish and make the one that I'm working on there quite a feature as well. And just going through and adding bits and pieces, really. I thought that the word wonder was perfect for this, because it was just wonderful, I guess, to see her doing this. And I've added a flower there as well. With a lot of the flowers, I have bent up the edges of the petals to give them a bit more dimension, make them stand out a bit. And I'm using mostly double-sided tape to stick everything down. So I probably could have embellished a lot more on this one, but I chose not to. I could have put flowers behind the frames as well, but most of my embellishment, aside from those little postage stamp die cuts, is all on top of the frames and on top of the photos. You can see there where I've lifted the edges of the petals. So just a case of embellishing until I'm happy. And like I said, I didn't go over the top with this one because the frames really are the feature of this layout. And this might be the point here where I realise that I need to add a bit of liquid adhesive behind those epoxy or puffy stickers. So I moved the position of the bird for this one. I thought it looked better on that be a light circular element. And then I went back, of course, once I'd realised that everything needed to be stuck down. Yeah, so you can still see the butterfly underneath that word wander or wonder. And adding a little epoxy heart circle, and that's my final layout. So thank you, Sarah, for the opportunity to join in with this hop. I've had a really fun time, and I'll be back again soon.